If you're going through a transition right now, chances are you're feeling a mix of things. It can be unsettling, hopeful, confusing, maybe even a little raw and tender. And what I have found is that having a space that's just yours can make such a difference. Over the years, as I kept showing up to my journal, I started to realize it's like having a team of mentors. One is the listener for when you need to vent. One is the coach to help you plan your next move. And there's always that quiet friend reminding you who you are. So today I want to walk you through a few different types of journals and help you figure out which one feels like the right fit for where you are right now. So let's go find your match. As you move through different seasons of life, your journal should move with you. Many experienced journalists keep more than one notebook, and each serving a different purpose depending on what's going on in their lives. What you need from your journal won't always stay the same, and it's okay for practice to shift with you. For example, I rely on a freestyle journal when I need to release emotions or untangle my thoughts. On days when I need more structure, I'll reach for my planner style notebook to map out my week and set my daily priorities. And when I am searching for insight or a new perspective, I turn to a dream journal. I love analyzing dream fragments to see what my subconscious might be telling me. I don't use every journal every day, but I always have the option to pick the one that fits my mood or the challenges I'm facing. So if you notice that your current journal isn't just really giving you what you really need lately, it might be the time to try something new. There's no rule that says that you have to stick with just one journal forever. The right one for you now is simply the one that helps you to process what's on your mind. Some days your feelings are just too big, too overwhelming. That's when a blank notebook can feel like the saver, because no rules here. Just spill it all out on page. This is just space to be real you. Therapists often recommend this kind of free-flow writing because it lets your emotions show up exactly as they are. No pressure to make sense. I remember one especially tough time during my fertility journey. I was so angry, so overwhelmed. I just scribbled all over the page, and my handwriting looked like with angry loops, with sharp lines. And somehow that helped. That notebook had all the things I couldn't say out loud or I didn't want to admit. And just getting it out of my head made me feel so light, so free. The beautiful thing about freestyle journaling is that it doesn't have to make sense. You could write a random word 20 times in a row, and it would still be doing something great for you. Why? Because the act of writing itself helps release mental clutter. It calms you and it gives your emotions a safe place to land, even if the words don't seem to mean anything. Research actually shows that this kind of raw writing significantly lowers our stress than any other structured practices. You don't need to journal every day or squeeze it into your busiest moments. Just have it available. Just have a blank notebook ready for when the timing feels right, when you naturally have a little space. And please let yourself write badly. Let it be messy and make no sense. There is no right way to do this. Only what feels real when you finally get a quiet minute. The freedom here is what makes it work. Just be yourself. And sometimes that's just enough to create the smallest shift that helps you keep going. That blank page might feel quiet or intimidating, and I know that feeling. And sometimes all you need is the right question to break the silence. Guided journals work like a conversation starter with yourself. Instead of wondering what to write, you might see a prompt like, what made today feel different? Or When did you last feel truly relaxed? And these small invitations make it easier to begin. Studies show people stick with guided journaling nearly 35% longer than blank notebooks. And it makes sense. When you are exhausted or overwhelmed, answering a simple prompt requires less energy than filling an empty page, especially if you're not in a flow. Because when life is already asking too much of you, your journal doesn't have to. It should be there for you. It should be there to help you. Guided journals come in so many forms now. Some are for burnout, for recovery, for creativity, for developing courage, you name it. And the right one just meets you exactly where you are. And quite honest, sometimes the simplest question brings the deepest clarity. What made you smile today? Did anything feel easier than usual? What drained you? So if you tried journaling before and it just didn't stick, maybe what you needed is a softer starting place, something that doesn't expect you to carry the full weight of your whole story every time you sit down to journal, a place where you can just answer one small question. Because when life feels hard, you need a safe, low stakes way just to stay connected to yourself. Guided journaling can be just that. It doesn't solve everything, but it holds the pieces of you while you figure things out. And some days, that's the most powerful kind of hope. Very practical and just completely within reach. Gratitude journal is one of those small doable things. We're talking about catching the little things that still feel okay in the middle of everything else. And at the end of the day, I have a habit of counting 5 small things that made my day. They are hardly big things. Most days it's a silly joke that made me laugh, or maybe a kind word from someone, or a small win I managed throughout the day. And just noticing them shift something in my mind and make me happier. And here is the interesting part. Studies show people who do this kind of practice, just writing down a few things they're grateful for, feel noticeably better over time. One study found that doing this few times a week can boost long-term happiness by more than 20%. Life might not change overnight, but your brain will. And that shift helps you start seeing what is working for you. A lot of people think gratitude journaling means pretending everything's fine when it's actually not, but that's not it at all. You could still be completely honest. It's more like writing, today was a lot, but my kid met me at the door and it made me feel so welcomed home. I am truly overwhelmed. But that audiobook that I was listening in the car was actually really enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to a next chapter. It's not about ignoring what is hard, it's more about letting in the good, even if it's small. The more often you do it, the more your brain starts notice little bright spots on its own, because you're practicing seeing what's on the other side. And that's really in the heart of it. You just need a page and something small that helps you through the day. That's all. When your brain feels like it has 100 tabs open, reminders, to-dos, appointments, your emotions in there too, half-formed ideas, it's hard to know where even to begin. Some days you're juggling groceries, work deadlines, emails, and that voice in your head reminding you still haven't called the dentist. You try to keep it all together, maybe scribbling notes in your phone or sticking post-its to the fridge, but it still feels like your thoughts are scattered across 10 different places. That's where bullet journaling can make a surprising difference. Unlike planners where you fill your life into boxes, a bullet journal moves with you. It lets your to-dos, your ideas, lists, moods live on the same space, just like they do in your real mind. The core of bullet journaling lies in its flexibility. One line might hold grocery list while another tracks mood patterns. You might sketch your dream there, and it lives right next to a monthly budget on the same page. Research shows that systems like this, when they are visual and adaptable, can boost task completion by nearly 30%. I love that. It works because it knows how we think, and we think non-linear. We blend practical and personal stuff. I relied heavily on color-coded bullet journal spreads, like blue for business, green for creativity, and red for emergencies. And seeing everything in one place, but visually separated by space, by color, it felt like I could manage it. The beauty of this system is how tasks can migrate. If something doesn't get done today, you just move it to tomorrow's list without any guilt. And over time, you start noticing patterns. Maybe you keep avoiding the same task, or maybe a certain type of idea keeps coming back. That's useful information, don't you think? Bullet journals suit people who need structure, but not in a rigid format. If regular planners make you feel trapped, bullet journaling offers a middle path, just enough order to ground you and just enough freedom to breathe. Some days you will use it intensely, and others just to jot a quick thought, and that's exactly the point. Let me ask you, when was the last time you asked yourself, who am I now? Not you that keeps things running, shows up for others, but the version of you underneath all the daily routines, the one that might have been shifted without you even realizing it. Because that's what happens. Life moves and things change. You adapt, job ends, relationship softens, your kids need you less or more, and while you've been doing your best to keep up, parts of you have quietly outgrown. One day, you catch yourself saying things that don't quite feel like you anymore, or you are following routines that belongs to someone you no longer are. Identity journaling is a way to check in with yourself. You don't need to be in a full-blown crisis to start your identity exploration. It can be very gentle asking, what do I believe now? Or have my priorities changed? These pages give you space to notice who you are becoming, even if you're still figuring this out. I remember reaching a point where I looked around and thought, wait, how much of this is still me? Journaling became my safe zone, a place to tell the truth without needing to explain it. Some entries were just fragments. I guess I'm someone who needs quiet mornings now, and I need that boundary. Or I used to love being in big companies of friends. Do I still love it? I guess I'm not so much. And that's okay. Growth often looks like changing your mind. Beliefs evolve, priorities shift. What once felt right might not anymore. And that doesn't mean you were wrong. It means you were listening to yourself. Some people explore this by writing letters to their past or future selves. Others map out values, explore how they have shifted, or list what energizes them now versus what drains them. There is no formula here, just a willingness to listen in. So if you've been feeling a little unfamiliar to yourself lately, it might be a sign to check in with yourself. I made a free journal, Find Your Voice, with 10 simple prompts to help you do exactly that. No pressure, no overthinking. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just a space to explore. Who am I becoming? When I first started keeping a diary years ago, I thought it was about documenting my life. And now I can clearly see it's about creating it. The blank page became a compass. Each type of journal we have explored today offers something different. Space to release, structure to begin, find light in dark moments, and clarity in chaos. Wherever you are right now, one of them can meet you there perfectly. So this week, pick one technique that will help you meet yourself right where you are. And that's where real change begins. And if it feels right, share in the comments which journaling approach calling to you right now. Your words might be just what someone else needed to hear today. So Don't be shy. I'll see you in the next video.